welcome into Anti-Marino Stadium at Gateway High School for a Friday night 5A Big East matchup between the 2-2 Gateway Gators hosting the 3-1 Franklin Regional Panthers. I'm Josh Yorsch, along with you here on Gateway Gator Productions. And we've got a good one. Last week, Franklin Regional coming off a gutsy 3-0 win over Latrobe. A Latrobe team led by a Penn State recruit in Alex Tash. Franklin Regional able to pull that one out. The Panthers coached by Lance Getze in his 4th season, leading that team after taking over for legendary coach Greg Boda. Getze, name that might be familiar to some football fans, the brother of Luke Getze, the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, and former Chicago Bears OC who called plays for now Steelers quarterback Justin Fields. Franklin Regional led by Chase Lemke, the senior quarterback, and a trio of running backs, most notably Kyle Dupill, the senior, who has 92 carries on the season, the second most in the WPIAL. Gateway on the other side, coached by Don Hall, coming off of a 28-7 win at Kiski, in which their defense forced 5 turnovers.
At his own 40-yard line.
Gateway 2-2, both teams 1-0 in conference play. The Gators will be quarterbacked today by Sid Bryant, who started in the Gators win over Plum. Last week it was the freshman Elvis Koutsakis, who left the Kiski win with a leg injury. Franklin Regional to kick it away, and Gateway will be on offense first. Joseph Bain sends it deep. Sean Moorfield watches it sail into the end zone.
Touchback.
And the Gators will set up shop after that touchback. I mentioned Sid Bryant at quarterback in that start against Plum. He threw for 256 yards, didn't turn over the ball. Last week came in relief for Koutsakis, who left in the first quarter with a leg injury. But really, this Gateway offense, of course, led by Amari Gans, the running back, with 3 touchdowns last week against Kiski. Moorfield comes in motion. Bryant takes the snap. The give is to Gans, and he's bottled up there quickly. Brent Hickey, the Franklin Regional linebacker, there.
Stopped by
along with
Hickey.
Joe Slezak. Not much room to run
And Slezak.
for Gans on that one.
Second down.
Bryant in an empty set. Trip set to the wide side, the top of the field. Bryant takes the snap, looks that way. The throw will go to Moorfield, but it's dropped as he's planted by a couple of Franklin Regional defenders.
Incomplete.
Logan Macharko was there first.
And Macharko.
And that'll set up 3rd and 11. This is a Gateway offense that wants to move quickly, but you need to convert at least a first down to do it. Empty set again with Bryant in the backfield. Gans will motion back there with him. Bryant takes a snap, dropping back. Under pressure, trying to set up a screen. Gans was wrapped up by the time the ball got there. Austin Kearns, the linebacker, in coverage. Watch Gans try to sneak through the crowd on that screen. And Kearns sniffed it out wisely. Got there a little bit early, but no call, and Gateway will be forced to punt. Bryant will send it away as well. An impressive job defensively for Franklin Regional, a team that's only allowing 20 points a game, and that average aided greatly by giving up just 3 to Latrobe last week. The snap was high to Bryant, but he got it away. And it's down. Jackson Smith was the one to down it. Franklin Regional with really good starting field position after a 3-and-out from the Gators. Bryant maybe a little bit lucky to get that one away. His protection held up nicely after the high snap. Now we'll get a look at the Franklin Regional offense. Quarterbacked by Chase Lemke, the senior. On the year, he's only completing 45% of his passes, 369 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The give that time is to DuPill.
Over the middle.
Not much of a gain.
Stopped by
Gateway's defensive line held up well. Roberson Lejeune was there. Lemke from the shotgun. Play fake to DuPill, wanting to take a shot. His man is there, and a touchdown for Franklin Regional. Mac Bresnahan, the 6'5" tight end, somehow got lost in the Gateway secondary. The eyes of the Gateway defenders got sucked in by that play fake. Sean Moorfield bit hard on it, and Bresnahan turns it into a touchdown.
Bain will attempt the extra point.
Joey Bain on to kick the extra point. He kicked the 44-yard game winner against Latrobe a week ago. And that one's through to make it 7-0 for the Panthers. A quick strike from Franklin Regional. Gateway is the offense that typically likes to go quickly. The Panthers only needed 2 plays to strike from 36 yards out. Bresnahan was wide open up that seam. I mentioned earlier, DuPill, 92 carries on the year. That's the second most in the WPIAL coming into week 4. A lot of attention from the Gateway defense being paid DuPill's way. That allowed Bresnahan to sneak behind. Now another opportunity for the Gateway offense. Moorfield and Terrence Cole back to return. Bain will send it away again, this time with a 7-0 lead with 10:39 remaining in quarter number 1. In Moorfield's direction, but it sails over his head for a touchback. Now Gateway will try to do it again and gain some traction after a 3-and-out last time. Began last drive with an early down run to Amari Gans. Again, 3 touchdowns for him last week, 22 carries for 136. He has 5 of the team's 10 touchdowns on the season, but was bottled up initially. It put Gateway behind the sticks. And Bryant was tested. They had to punt. Bryant from the shotgun, throwing this time, looking for Gans. Behind the linebacker, Brent Hickey. If he turned his head, he might have had an interception. Looking to get Gans the ball out of the backfield, looking to lead him, but Hickey was all over it. Bryant lucky that Hickey didn't turn his head. Gans flanking Bryant in the backfield again. Play action fake, looking to throw for Moorfield. That time he hung on to it for a first down.
Pass is complete to Moorfield. And that's good enough.
From the 20 up to the 32-yard line. And you can see Moorfield almost didn't hang on to that one either after the drop on the first possession. But Gateway does get its first down. Now the give to Gans. Stuffed again.
Gans over the middle. Stopped by Davola.
Mac Bresnahan, who caught the touchdown pass for the Panthers, in on the tackle. The Gateway offensive line struggling to get push. 2nd and 10. Bryant, play action, looking over the middle. It's behind his receiver.
Pass intended for 8.
Was looking for Jaden Stammer.
Stammer. Incomplete. Third down.
Gateway got what they wanted on that look. The play fake sucked the linebacker in. Austin Kearns had his eyes in the backfield, and they had a lot of room in behind it. Bryant just didn't lead Stammer to the right place. Now an empty set on 3rd and 10. Snap goes to Bryant, trying to set up the screen. This time they do get it to Gans, but a nice tackle. Matthew Moore beating the block of the offensive lineman.
And more.
That the center, Lejeune, who tried to get out and set up that screen for Gans. Gateway being very deliberate about trying to get its senior running back the ball. Relatively unsuccessful so far, and that one went for a 1-yard loss. 4th and 11, and Bryant will punt it away. Nearly got there again. Logan Macharko will clear out. It takes a Gateway bounce, and much tougher starting field position for the Panthers' second drive.
At the Panther 22.
Frustrated Bryant as he heads to the sideline. Had exactly what he wanted, looking for Stammer over the middle on 2nd down. But if Gateway can't get the running game going, it will struggle to keep this offense on schedule. Both drives, they've gotten behind the sticks. This is an offense that's missing senior wide receiver Kenny Lewis, one of the best in the WPIAL. He was lost for the season in the scrimmage against Bell Vernon. Last year was an all-conference player with 51 catches for 890 yards and 11 touchdowns. On the Gateway side, the give to Dupill, trying to bounce it outside, unsuccessful.
Dupill, the ball carrier. Stop by
Jackson
Carter
Smith.
And Smith. 2nd down.
In on that tackle. Linebacker and backup quarterback for the Gators. A heavy look from Franklin Regional out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends. The give to Dupill, trying to bounce it outside again and again. Just can't find a lane. Tristan Houston, the junior defensive back, on the tackle. Dupill pressing that hole, trying to work his way outside.
3rd down.
His blocker, Ron Shaw, had inside leverage, and a nice job by the Gateway safety to shed that block and make the tackle. Sets up 3rd and 9. Franklin Regional being a bit deliberate. Under 8 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter. Lemke from the shotgun. Receiver goes in motion. Trying to set up a screen. Looked like they had it. Austin Kearns was the target.
Intended for
but a little too quick and a little out in front of him. A lot of motion on that play. Well drawn up, but the tackler would have been there had Kearns hung on to it. Mark Knight, the senior linebacker in the area. Bain on to send it away, and a nice defensive stop for Gateway. Much needed as the Gators try to turn the tide of momentum back in their direction. A high punt and a very short one over to the near side. It bounds and checks up at the 49-yard line. Gateway with excellent starting field position for drive number 3. Both teams trying to set up some interesting screens offensively, and they just haven't been able to connect on them. Thus far, the battle in the trenches, as we take a look at the defensive line for Franklin Regional, has been won by the Panthers. Bryant from the shotgun, motions Moorfield into the backfield. Gans is stuffed again.
Gans over left tackle. Stopped by
Andrew Devila.
Hickey and Davila. No gain.
Devola, Slezak, the two defensive tackles up front for Franklin Regional. Hunter Reinhardt on the edge right now. Gans motions out of the backfield, now an empty set. Looking over the middle, it's popped up and intercepted. Macharko going the other way. He has a convoy and will be brought down by Sid Bryant. The first turnover of the game goes to Franklin Regional. Gateway forced 5 last week. This time it pops up off the hands of Mark Knight, right into the hands of Macharko. The senior defensive back had a lot of room to run. That sets up Franklin Regional at the Gateway 25-yard line. Not a horrible throw that time.
First down
by Bryant.
Gator 25.
A little hot and a little high to his tight end, but a ball that should be caught. Will go as a turnover for the quarterback, who in his first start against Plum didn't turn the ball over. Now Lemke running a sprint out to the right, flips it to his receiver. That's Elijah Bennett, who's brought down across the 15-yard line. And that'll be a first down. Looked like almost a triple option RPO there.
And
RPO, obviously,
first down.
The recent fad in football. Clearly had the option to pitch it to DuPill or flick it out to Bennett. An interesting concept that time from Franklin Regional and Coach Getzy. Play fake to DuPill. Lemke dirts it. Dancing around in the pocket and a late hit, a flag thrown.
Flag on the play.
Kyan Mabandi was in late,
Intentional grounding,
but intentional grounding is the call after Lemke just threw that into the dirt and didn't have a receiver around.
5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, second down.
That'll set up second and very long. Pressure quickly from Lejeune. Mabandi was in as well. Nice work from the Gateway defensive line. Two junior defensive tackles. Now way behind the sticks is Franklin Regional. They give to DuPill and it's stuffed up in the middle again.
DuPill.
Knight in on the tackle.
Knight and Louis Jones. Third down.
Now third and very long. Last week, the Franklin Regional kicker, Joey Bain, nailed the 44-yarder to win it. That was in the fourth quarter, but missed a 35-yard field goal. From here, you're looking over 40. So Franklin Regional is going to try to get some of this back. Looking to DuPill, covered nicely by Knight, a long developing play. They tried to take a shot instead of just trying to get some of it back. The play calling there might indicate that Coach Getzy really believes in Bain's leg from this right hash. Now a very long field goal. From the 24.
41-yard field goal attempt.
That'll be 41 for Bain from the right hash. Charco to hold. Bain hooked it left.
The kick is
no good.
No good.
Interesting play calling on third and very long. Unlikely you're going to get that first down. Franklin Regional ran a couple of receivers into the end zone on double posts. They had Austin Kearns, the H-back, on something of a wheel route. No option for Lemke to get it out of his hands quickly. A lot of trust in your kicker in that situation. Not paid off. Now Gateway will set up shop from the 24. Bryant flanked by drops back, looking to throw, and he has Moorfield. Makes a man miss and across the Franklin Regional 40-yard line. A big gain for Moorfield, who started in the backfield. You can see him sneak right past the defender there. Jude Gentile makes a man miss. Moorfield, in a lot of ways, has developed into the top target for Gateway, as that give is to Gans, and he's brought down
by 44.
Right around the 35-yard line.
Second down, 5.
Moorfield's really developed into the favorite threat of Bryant, at least so far this evening. Now that pace. We talked about how quickly Gateway wants to play, and you see one of the effects of that right there. Some tired defensive linemen on the field, unable to substitute off after a big gain. And Slezak offsides as he jumped early. Now 1st and 10. Bryant looking to the left, and the throw is behind his receiver, Wade Lewis.
Bryant's pass intended for Lewis.
Second time we've seen a deep throw like that for Bryant that he just flat missed late. Earlier, when he was looking for Stammer across the middle. That time, Lewis wasn't quite as open. A design QB draw, Gans, the lead blocker. And a nice gain that time for Sid Bryant. A lot of drop back passes so far from Gateway. The pass rush for Franklin Regional got far upfield. Gans was able to give him a nice block along the way before Austin Kearns and friends got there to bring the Gateway quarterback down. 3rd and very short from the 21-yard line. The give is to Gans. He bounces it outside. Has enough for the first, but not much more. Up to about the 29-yard line. Needed 1, got 2. Looked like Gans had a chance to break it big when he bounced it outside. But a really nice play by Matthew Moore, coming down from his safety spot. Bryant barking orders. The option to the left. The pitch is to Gans. Breaks it to the outside. He has the angle and into the end zone. Amari Gans for the score. His 6th of the year. And the Gators are within 1 score. Bryant running that pitch nicely, got the defender to commit, and at the very last second, pitched it out to Gans. He broke through the arm tackle of Macharko, who had the interception earlier, and had the angle to the corner.
The kick is good.
James Lococo adds the extra point. That evens the score at 7 with 2:42 left in the first quarter. Exactly the drive that Gateway needed. Seems like they're finding some answers on the ground. A week ago against Latrobe, Franklin Regional allowed just 1 yard on the ground in the first half. Running up the middle, Gans has had no success, but to the outside, able to make Jude Gentile miss, run through the tackle of Macharko, and beat the Franklin Regional defenders to the edge for the score. Lococo will send it away. Jameer Austin back to return, the lone man back for Franklin Regional. Set up at the near hash marks at the 5.
Lococo on the kickoff.
A line drive from Lococo towards the sideline, and it'll get out of bounds.
Kick is out of bounds.
That means great starting field position for the Panthers, their second drive that they've started in a really good spot. The tempo of Gateway really paid off on that drive. And it looks like they'll re-kick. The Gateway defense was heading out there. But Getsy's gonna make Lococo kick off again after booting that one out of bounds. This time from the 35-yard line. Jameer Austin again, back to return. Getsy maybe hoping to get a dynamic play out of his junior receiver. Lococo sends it deep. Austin is under it, fields it at the 12-yard line. Heading to the left, has a seam through the middle and up past the 45-yard line to the 46 goes Austin.
Stop by 11. Knight.
An excellent
First
return.
down for the Panthers.
And a great decision by Getsy that time. Opting to make Gateway kick again. Gained about 6 yards and almost many, many more. Tyree Gowder was really the last man to beat for Austin. Able to pull him down from behind. Franklin Regional now from the 46. Snap goes to Lemke. The give is to Dupil. Working to the outside, a stiff arm on Moorfield. Moorfield able to bring him down.
Around right end, stopped by Moorfield. Second down.
A physical runner. Most of his runs have been between the tackles so far. You know you're a physical runner when you go with no gloves. Play fake to Dupil. Looking for Bennett.
6.
Couldn't connect on it.
Incomplete. Third down and 3.
Lemke got the look he wanted, pulled the Gateway linebackers in with that play fake, had some space behind it. Just couldn't connect on that throw. Coming into this game, was just completing 45% of his throws. The give is to Dupil again, trying to bounce it outside, and he does. 2 flags come out and 3 now. As Dupil's driven out of bounds by Knight. And we'll sort this all out.
Holding. Offense. Number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat third down.
That's the senior left guard, Hunter Reinhardt. A little handsy. Knight, the last man, able to drive Dupil out. An obvious holding call with 3 flags coming in, all for the same thing. Now behind the chains on a 3rd and very long. Lemke rolling to the left, throwing back across his body. Has a completion, but not enough for a first down. Now decision time for Getzi and the Panthers. Macharko just sitting down between the Gateway zone. A really nice throw from Lemke.
4th down.
Getzi will keep the offense out there. Lemke back a bit from Dupill, potentially a pooch punt. 2 players motioning in a bit closer. And timeout called by Franklin Regional.
Peppers, timeout, Franklin Regional. First charge, timeout.
Coaching staff came right out onto the field, upset with Darwin Jones, who came in motion. Along with Kearns. Looked like maybe Kearns was the only one that was supposed to be motioning across. Potentially. Didn't like the look that they got. And a timeout with 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A good chance to take a look at the Big East Conference standings. Franklin Regional up top at 1-0, 3-1 overall. Latrobe came into last week ranked in the top 5 in both the Post-Gazette and Trib rankings, but after a 3-0 loss to Franklin Regional, they're down in 4th place. Beautiful look at the sunset here. Overlooking Antimarino Stadium at Gateway High School. Out of the timeout, some movement. And if Franklin Regional wanted to go for it, I can't imagine they're going to do that now after a 5-yard loss. The offense does stay out there. Fourth and 7. Lemke rolling to the right, and it is a pooch punt. Didn't matter if it was 4th and 1 or 4th and 7. Franklin Regional didn't care, and they executed it perfectly.
Punt is down at the Gators.
Downed at the 8-yard line.
9.
Really tough starting field position for Gateway. Once that goes to 4th and 7, you wonder if you send somebody deep if you're on that Gateway sideline. Really unlikely they're going to go for it in that situation. Well-executed pooch punt. Now Bryant. Drops back into his own end zone, pumps, looks, has a rusher behind him, and able to get it out. A couple of flags come in.
Bryant's pass, incomplete, flag on the play.
Bryant a bit laissez-faire, standing in his own end zone. Mac Bresnahan brought the pressure and eventually brought Bryant to the ground. Bent Hickey there as well, holding
number
the call.
58. That penalty's declined. 2nd down.
Against the senior Elijah Fisher, the right guard for the Gators. Penalty was declined. Getzi not wanting to give the Gators more downs to escape the shadow of their own end zone. And that's thrown and maybe backwards. Not whistled dead. There's a scrum in the end zone, and it looks like it's recovered by Franklin Regional. Safety is the call on the field.
Into the end zone. Safety.
A huge mistake from Bryant, the senior quarterback. Only his 2nd start. Trying to escape the sack. Threw it in the direction of a receiver, but backwards. It got loose for a fumble. Bresnahan was there quickly, and instead of just eating it, trying to flip it out to Gans. Disaster for the Gators. Moorfield was there close to recover it. Looked like Slezak was in on that play as well. If there was replay review down on the field with the officials like we have, there may have been grounds to overturn that. I'm not so sure that there was a clear recovery by Franklin Regional. But the 2 points on the board nonetheless, 9-7, the Franklin Regional lead with 30 seconds remaining, and Bryant boots it away. Chance for a decent return here. Amari Jones-Lane, the freshman,
on the return,
working his way to about the 39-yard line.
Stopped by Burns Diggs. First down for the Panthers.
Julian Dance here gave pursuit. Not only the 2 points on the board for Franklin Regional, but also excellent starting field position from the Gateway 40. This likely the last play before the end of the first quarter. Lemke, the give to Dupil, has a hole.
Dupil over right guard.
Bounced his way up through it to the 34-yard line.
Stopped by Knight.
Knight in on the tackle.
Second down.
And that'll take us to the end of quarter number 1. 9-7 is the Franklin Regional
That's the end of
lead.
the first quarter here at Gateway.
Courtesy of a couple of mistakes. A week ago against Kiski, it was the Gateway defense forcing turnovers. The Gators forced 5 turnovers, 3 of them interceptions by Jaden Stammer. 2 of those set up scores, 1 was in his own end zone. We take a look at the schedule for Gateway. That was a 28-7 win over Kiski. Chance for Gateway to build a bit of momentum here in conference play with Franklin Regional this week, and then a trip to Armstrong next week. A 2-2 record, but against some very tough opponents early in the year. A test against State College, the District 6 powerhouse, and then North Allegheny, one of the perennial top dogs in 6A in the WPIAL. Now Lemke. The receiver coming in motion. Macharko. The give is to Dupil. Has a seam. And a nice cut.
Dupil
works his way down to about the 22-yard line before he's finally brought down. Take a look at this hole. Excellent work by the Franklin Regional offensive line. But Matthew Moore, the wide receiver, getting in there and sealing it off as well. Moore's made a couple nice defensive stops. Now a valuable block for the Franklin Regional wide receiver. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. The give to Dupil again.
Dupil.
And a modest gain that time.
Stopped by 11, Mark Knight. Second down.
Knight again in on the tackle, able to drag him down from behind. Franklin Regional's deep at running back, but they don't need to go very deep because they lean so heavily on their workhorse, Dupil. Came in with 92 carries on the season. The read option with a throw off of it. Lemke read that very well. Flag comes in though.
Pass is complete to Macharko.
Macharko on the grab. We'll take a moment to sort it out. And it looks like Gateway's gonna back up.
Holding on the Gators.
Lemke had some running room if he wanted it. Holding is the call against Gateway. The officials
First
mic
down,
may
goal
not
to
be
go.
working here. Now 1st and goal from the 8. The play whistle dead before it can get started. Now a discussion. We've seen quite a few of those types of plays from the Franklin Regional offense. Lemke, the veteran quarterback, as I've said a couple times, came in only completing 45% of his passes. He's been more accurate than that today, and maybe that's just getting comfortable with having so many reads on any given play. That time, could have given it, could have kept it. Instead, he eventually chose to throw it to Macharko. That time the give to Dupil, who keeps his feet churning.
Dupil over the middle.
Works his way across the 5-yard line. Stood up quickly
Stop by 55.
by Cayenne
Roberson,
Mabandi.
Louisiana.
6'3",
down.
270 pounds.
Goal.
Got his hands on Dupil, but Dupil kept his legs churning. Physical run. 2nd and goal from the 5. From the pistol now, Lemke, with a heavy set, 2 tight ends out there. Lemke's gonna keep it, trying to get to the edge. And he does, but a flag comes in. It'll likely be holding on the receiver in the end zone. A nice block gave Lemke the path. Really good read on that option.
And it's coming back. Holding.
Holding is the call.
Offense, number 6. 10-yard penalty
On Elijah
in the
Bennett.
end zone. First down from the 10.
Haven't heard much from the number 1 receiver for Franklin Regional. Hear from there. A holding call in the end zone. You'll see him come into your screen on the left side. And it was pretty clear that he held up Jaden Stammer. Now 2nd and goal, back from the 10. Bennett, the guilty party. To the near side. 12 personnel again. The give to Dupil. Running up the middle. Works his way back close to the 5-yard line. Set up 3rd and goal from about the 6. A 4-yard gain.
Stop by Carter. 3rd down. At the Gator.
3rd and goal.
6.
Kicker Joey Baines already missed one. This would be a chip shot if they're forced to bring him out. But Lemke certainly doesn't want that. Unless for an extra point thrown into the end zone, looking for Bresnahan again, but it's behind him and broken up by Amari Gans. A similar play to the one that Bresnahan scored on the 2nd offensive play of the game for Franklin Regional. A play fake to Dupil. And Bresnahan leaking out, trying to use his 6'5" frame to go up top and snag it. A better throw from Lemke, and maybe that is 6 points. Instead, they'll settle for an attempt.
Will attempt the field goal
From 23 yards out. The hold, and that one is through.
The kick is good. Panthers 12, Gators 7.
So that mistake from Bryant is a 5-point swing. The safety and the ensuing field goal drive. Very costly, not quite as costly as it could have been. Bryant and the Gators offense will go back to work. after Bain kicks it away. 2 touchbacks so far for the Franklin Regional kicker. Moorfield and Cole back to receive. Goes over the head of Cole, who has to field it at the 2. Cole out to the 15-yard line. Could have been much worse, but bad starting field position for the Gators again.
Cole on the return. Stopped by 22.
Bain had kicked 2 short touchbacks in the other direction.
First down, Gators.
Not much wind here tonight, but that one just a bit shorter from the Franklin Regional kicker. Cole had to go back and grab it. If that touches the end zone at all, it's a touchback. Instead, it didn't, and that nets Franklin Regional about 5 yards of field position. Knight, the motion man. The give is to Gans, trying to bust it outside. Contained pretty well. Kearns was there.
Gans around right end. Stopped by Kearns. And
Gans has had more success running to the edges. That time, the Franklin Regional linebackers
second down.
Got there quickly. Looked like Slezak jumped again.
Offside, defense, number 75.
That's his second offsides.
Second down.
We'll set up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 4, 3 or 4 rather. Maybe a long 3. Snap goes to Bryant, the pitch to Gans, running that to the short side, not a lot of room, but maybe enough to get up around the first
Gans
down.
on the carry. Stopped by 44,
and it'll move the
Hickey.
chains. Hickey drove him out of bounds.
Good enough for a Gator. First down.
That sprint option to the near side didn't give Gans and Bryant a ton of room to work with, and a lot of faith being put in Bryant to run that pitch again after the disaster that set up the safety on a throw that went backwards. Shotgun snap is to Bryant, has a clean pocket, looking over the middle. That may be his best throw, and a great catch. Dyson Harper. An excellent hands catch, and held it through the hit. Take a look at this grab from Harper. First of all, a really good throw from Bryant. He's been behind on those most of the evening. That time nailed it to Harper right over the middle for a big gain. Play action fake is to Gans. A muddy pocket. Bryant navigates it and swings it out to his receiver. The catch is made and another first down. Dancier makes the grab.
First down.
Bryant does a really good job here keeping his eyes downfield. Being pursued by Damian Priest. Some heat in his face. Able to get it out to Dancier for another first down. Gateway operating at the pace they want to play. Another quarterback draw, and Bryant has another nice gain up across the 35-yard line.
Stopped by Hickey.
Looks like 9 yards
Second down
on the first down run.
Timeout.
Franklin Regional wants a timeout. They did not like the pace that Gateway was operating at. This offense, when it gets a couple of first downs strung together, they move so quickly and they rarely substitute, which doesn't give the defense an opportunity to get any fresh bodies out there. We've seen how tired the Franklin Regional defensive line has gotten throughout this one, and after a couple of big games, Getzi decides to just slow the momentum of the Gators. Franklin Regional, take a look at their upcoming schedule. Talked about that win last week against Latrobe, 3-0. Up next, they have Kiski, then a trip to Fox Chapel, and another one to Penn Trafford. Just 4 home games for the Panthers this season. Road Warriors played their first 3 on the road with wins over Plum and Hempfield before getting blown out by Upper St. Clair. Low snap. Bryant just has to fall on it.
Fumble on the snap, covered by 54.
And now Gateway will be way behind the chains. A low snap that Bryant tried to pick up but decided to just fall on, and that was a wise decision. Sets up 3rd and 10. A 9-yard loss. Gans goes in motion to the wide side. Bryant's going to take off. Brought down at about the 38, 39-yard line.
Shot by 56.
Lachlan Bresnahan was the first man there to drag him down. Nice pursuit by the defensive end from Franklin Regional, beating Kearns to the spot. Now the Gateway offense will stay out there. 5:05 remaining in the first half. 4th and 7. Gans goes in motion to the wide side. Trying to set up a screen. They do this time, but is it enough?
Pass is complete.
Dyson Harper made the grab, tried to cut it back outside. If he would have just gone upfield, he might have had enough room. The screen was set up really well.
Panthers take over on downs.
Franklin Regional will take over on downs. Elijah Fisher out there with Louis June as the blockers for Harper tried to bounce that back and came up just short. Franklin Regional takes over at its own 34-yard line. Play clock running down 5-4. Lemke gets the snap off. Quarterback keeper right up the gut.
Lemke over the middle. Stop by 58. Fisher. 2nd down.
Short little gain
7.
of 3 yards for Lemke. Little trap play with Bresnahan coming in, trying to block a defensive lineman. Just not a lot of room for Lemke to run. 2nd and long, setting up a screen, and it's blown up.
Pass is complete.
Big play by Amari Gans. Sniffed that screen out immediately.
Gans.
Able to beat his blocker to the spot. Darwin Jones made the grab. A loss of 3 sets up 3rd and 10. Roberson, Louis June on the field. Joining Mbandi on the defensive line for Gateway. Franklin Regional taking its time here on 3rd down. Play clock running short. With 2 seconds left, they get the snap off. Lemke under duress. Breaks out of the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, and completes it.
Pass is complete to
Bennett.
Bennett.
A nice grab for the receiver.
Stop
You
by
can see him coming across the
Diggs.
field and just beat the
That's
midfield safety.
That's good
Lemke,
enough
nice
for a
job
Panther
keeping his
first
eyes
down.
downfield. Able to lead Bennett towards the sideline with that throw while on the move. The senior quarterback for Franklin Regional playing very well tonight. That's got to feel good for Bennett as well after his holding penalty wiped a Lemke touchdown off the board. 45-yard touchdown grab for Bennett last week. DuPill
Over the middle.
Just sneaking through the pile, eventually brought down.
Stop by
But
54.
an impressive gain. You almost lose him there. See number 26 in a pile of bodies.
Second down.
Was able to work his way through and pop out the other side for a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. They give to DuPill again. A bit more space that time, and he's up around the 35-yard line. That'll move the chains.
Gaines, first down.
Well blocked that time from the Franklin Regional offensive line. Mark Knight was there for Gateway, but he wasn't able to bring DuPill down on first contact, and you rarely can tonight. DuPill running really physical, and that's going to be pass interference. The flag comes out. Another play action shot. That time Lemke was looking for Jake Weir.
Flag on the play.
That's about as blatant as it gets.
Pass interference.
But the penalty might have saved another touchdown.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Results in the first down.
Called on Carlos Diggs. Watch him at the top of your screen. Just straight up grabs him. Spun Weir around. That'll move it up to the 20-yard line. Set up 1st and 10. Give up the middle to DuPill.
DuPill over the middle.
Brought down for a short gain as the clock will tick under 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Franklin Regional driving with a 9-7 lead. Knight able to pull him down with one arm. 6'1", 210, the senior linebacker for Gateway. He's been in on just about every tackle of DuPill. Those two have gotten very familiar. 2nd and 5, they give to DuPill again, bounces it outside for another first down.
Around right end. Tackled by Carlos Diggs.
Diggs went low to make that tackle. Able to upend DuPill. A minute remaining. Franklin Regional certainly wants to make this the final drive of the half. Bresnahan came in motion, they give to DuPill. A physical run up the gut, working his way near the goal line.
Over right guard.
Another excellent gain. He's the type of running back that just wears on you.
2nd down.
Gateway having a really tough time tackling him. They give to DuPill again, not that time. Into the backfield is Amari Gans, who goes low on DuPill. Timeout called with 29 seconds remaining. That'll set up 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Panthers.
A huge play from Gans because it felt like DuPill was going to break that one through. He's been very impressive on this drive. DuPill's had plenty of carries in the first half. A very, very heavy workload, but he doesn't look to be slowing down. Last week, Jaden Stammers, the defensive back for Gateway, had 3 interceptions. One of them came in the end zone. This would be a big spot for Gateway to try to force a turnover. All the momentum with Franklin Regional since the safety. 12-7 lead for the Panthers, and we'll see what Lance Getzy draws up in that huddle. At this point, you might want to get Lemke on the move. He's been so accurate throwing on the move. Play action's had a big impact on Gateway because DuPill's so tough to bring down. 12 personnel from the shotgun. DuPill flanking Lemke to his left. Bennett comes in motion across the formation. Play fake to DuPill. Throw to the outside to Bresnahan, and he's tackled at the 1. The clock will run. 4th down. Fire drill field goal.
4th down.
As Franklin Regional rushes the kicker Bain out onto the field. 11, 10, 9, Gateway moved early. Franklin Regional was out of timeouts. Really tough to throw that short of the end zone. An excellent tackle.
Offside against the Gators.
Now that stops the clock with 3.2 seconds left and brings the Franklin Regional offense back out on the field. A huge call here for Getzy. He's gonna go for it. Lemke under center for the first time tonight. Timeout Gateway. Hadn't seen that look so far. And this is such an interesting call from about 4th and goal from maybe the 1 or the 2. Getzy rushed the field goal kicker out there to try to make it 15-7, give his team an 8-point lead. That's a touchdown lead, which would be really nice to go into the second half with, and a lot of momentum. Here they're gonna go for it on 4th down. Dupeel's been such an effective runner, but when you factor in going for it on 4th down near the goal line, typically one of the advantages is if you don't get it, you set up the other team with really poor field position going the other way. And you have a chance for a safety or maybe starting at your own 35 or 40. That's not factored in to the math on this one. But it looks like Getzy's still gonna go for it. Looking to make it 19-7 instead of 15-7. Which would force Gateway to need 2 scores if he does get it. Lemke under center again. At just 5'10", 175, see if they go with a quarterback sneak. Tight end flanking him. Lemke was moving a little bit forward beforehand and flags come out. Lemke was leaning. You could tell it was gonna be a sneak all the way. I think he got it, but it's certainly gonna come back, and that's gonna make the decision easy for Getzy.
Penalty against the Panthers.
He's gonna trot out Bain to try to close out the first half with no time really on the clock, and another field goal.
Here comes the field goal
Bain
team.
has missed from 41 and made from just over 20. This from 23. Another chip shot. The senior kicker made the game winner last week. A lengthy delay here as they sort this out. Trying to figure out the time on the clock. 3.2 is what we believe should be left. That's what was left when they came out of the timeout. Penalties going back and forth. First, it was Moorfield who jumped off sides on the original field goal attempt. Now they have the clock correct. 3 seconds remaining. This will be the last play of the first half here. Bain knocks it through.
Is good.
Felt like it would have been good from about 45 or 50.
Panthers,
And that's the first half. Franklin Regional will go into the break with a 15-7 lead. A costly mistake from Gateway quarterback Sid Bryant gave Franklin Regional a safety. They converted a long drive, the ensuing drive, into a field goal, and after a penalty, or a low snap rather, forced Gateway into 4th and long. They turned it over on downs. That gave Franklin Regional the ball back and a chance to add to their lead. An interesting end to the first half with some decision making for Lance Getzy. It made it easy after Lemke got the false start. Bain knocks it through, a 15-7 lead, and we'll leave you with the Franklin Regional and Gateway bands.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As part of Community Night, please welcome to the field the 2024 Gateway High School Marching Band, including members of the Middle School Band and the Elementary Guard. Tonight, the band is excited to perform a fun set of pep tunes, including the classic September by Earth, Wind & Fire. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Gateway Band. Be sure to stick around after the game, as the Gateway Band will also be performing their full 2024 competition show titled Breaking Darkness. Thank you for your kind support.
Welcome back into Anti-Marino Stadium at Gateway High School on the GatewayGatorProductions.com broadcast. I'm Josh Yorish. with you here. Franklin Regional with a 15-7 lead on Gateway, and we can take a look back at how they got there. Franklin Regional off to a really fast start. Just their second offensive play of the game, a play fake to Kyle Dupiel, who finished the first half with 16 for 68 yards and a 36-yard touchdown pass to Mac Bresnahan. Gateway answered, though, down 7-0, a pitch to Amari Gans, who broke 2 tackles on his way to the end zone. That was with 2:52 left in the quarter, and then disaster for Gateway on its next possession with 40 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Sid Bryant tried to escape a sack, was looking for Gans as an outlet, but threw it backwards. It was recovered for a safety for Franklin Regional. That made it 9-7, and on the ensuing possession, which Franklin Regional had great field position for, the Panthers put up a field goal. They ended the half with another field goal drive as well, and that came after Gateway was driving really well. They were trying desperately to get their fast-paced, up-tempo offense going at any point in that first half. Really, the best it looked was on their final drive of the half, and as they got to a 2nd and short, well into Gateway territory, Lance Getze, the 4th-year head coach of the Franklin Regional Panthers, called a timeout. Out of the timeout, a low snap. Sid Bryant wasn't able to handle it, had to fall on it, set up 3rd and 10, and eventually on 4th and long, Gateway threw a screen to Dyson Harper, who made a nice play on it, but couldn't get the 7 yards he needed. Then Franklin Regional marched the ball right down the field again with Dupiel for the field goal that ended the half. Kyle Dupiel, the senior running back for the Panthers, came into this one with 92 carries. That was the 2nd most in the WPIAL through 4 weeks. He already has 16 through 1 half of play here for 68 yards. Chase Lemke, the undersized senior quarterback for the Panthers, is 6 for 12 passing for 78 yards. Not a ton of offensive traction on the other side for Gateway, and the Gators will send it away with James Lococo. Franklin Regional with an 8-point lead, and they're getting the ball to start the second half.
Lococo on the kickoff at the 40.
Franklin Regional coming into this one at 3-1. Gateway at 2-2, both 1-0 in 5A Big East Conference play. Lococo sends it deep. Austin fields it, and he's tripped up.
Austin
Flags on the play.
Stop by
Julian Dancier
Dancer. 1st and 10.
brought
Back the
Austin
ball.
to the ground with that ankle tackle.
Flag on the play. Holding. Return team number 44. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Franklin Regional.
That'll back Franklin Regional up a little bit more. See if you can see the hold. Mess of humanity there on the kickoff.
We'll have the 50-50 winner coming up soon.
Now it's Lemke with Dupiel behind him. Lemke from the pistol. We saw him almost exclusively in shotgun in the first half until the very end of the half. They give to Dupiel running to the right side. A nice block from Elijah Bennett. And a solid first down gain. Dupiel's such a physical runner.
Down, 3.
He's made a lot of his yardage between the tackles with physical runs that time. Taking it to the outside, nearly winning a foot race to the edge. Mark Knight, the senior linebacker, was there to bring him down. 2 backs in the backfield for Franklin Regional. From the pistol again, the give is to Dupiel. with a lead blocker. That's Kearns, who was in at fullback. He's kind of the H-back do-it-all guy for the Panthers. Kearns trying to lead the way. DuPiel bounces it to the outside, and guess who? Mark Knight again. He's been all over the place defensively for Gateway. Bit of a methodical pace from Franklin Regional, trying to protect this lead. Lemke from the shotgun this time. The give to DuPiel. Had him spread out a little bit after going in the pistol for the first two plays. Finally a big hole for Franklin Regional. The offensive line has been impactful in the running game at left tackle. Lachlan Bresnahan at left guard, Hunter Reinhardt at center, Troy Slezak, Emmanuel Papola, the right guard, and Ronald Shaw, the right tackle for the Panthers. Ocharko was the motion man. The give up the middle to DuPiel.
Over the middle.
16 carries in the first half and every play so far of the second half
Fisher
to DuPiel.
and Mabandi. Second down.
Casey Carter, sophomore linebacker, in on that one. Again, a very methodical pace from Franklin Regional and a heavy formation. Two tight ends out there for the Panthers. Ocharko goes in motion again. The give is to Lemke away from the motion again. He bounces it up the gut. Looked like he may have had a bit more of a lane to the outside. Take a look at it again. Not sure what he saw, but bounced it back into that mess. Knight there again. Knight's been DuPiel's mirror so far. Closing on everything defensively for Gateway. Those two certainly going to need to get into the ice bath after this one. Another carry for DuPiel with a polar. That was Kearns in front.
Over right tackle.
And a flag comes in.
Knight. First down. Flag on the play. Personal foul.
Looked like the hand of Knight that time got up around the face mask. And that'll add to it as well. Man, Franklin Regional coming out to set a very physical and borderline violent tone for the start of the second half.
This number, please report to the upper concession stand.
Already milked away about 7 minutes.
5572. That's 551-5572. Please report
Trips to the
upper
top,
concession stand
tight to the formation, and some movement
your prize.
from Franklin Regional. Bresnahan got an early start. That'll back him up.
Start offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty. Still first out. Not winning number again. 551-5572. The winner gets $204.
Bresnahan with a 36-yard touchdown grab on the second offensive play of the game for Franklin Regional. That opened up the scoring. Same formation. Reinhardt the puller. A big hole for DuPiel, and he gets to the outside. Going to be tough for the defensive backs to bring him down. I'm not sure they did, and eventually Stammer brings DuPiel to the ground. Initially, DuPiel just stiff-armed him right into the turf, and I don't know that his knee or his elbow ever touched. Stammer at 5'8", 155 had a heck of a time bringing the physical 5'7", 180-pound running back to the ground, and now Franklin Regional from the 20. All runs, all to DuPiel on this drive. Another give to DuPiel, running to the right side. And on the 8th play of the drive, the 8th carry for DuPiel. This one going to the right side. Kearns again trying to lead the way.
Diggs and Moorfield.
Seeing a lot more of Kearns on the offensive side of the ball. Playing that kind of H-back role for Franklin Regional, and when you're going to go to heavy formations and try to run the ball, he's a valuable asset. It's trips again to the top, but with two tight ends, Bresnahan and Kearns. And finally throwing. It's complete on the slant. Elijah Bennett brings it in.
Pass is complete.
Had a 30-yard grab in the first half.
Stop by Stammer. First down.
Set up the
goal.
play action well. A few Gateway Gators coming downhill at Lemke, able to get the throw off. Undersized at 5'10", nice play. Senior receiver able to work inside leverage on that one, and nice hands because it was good coverage by Stammer. Stammer's been shadowing Bennett for most of this one. Had 3 interceptions last week. The give to Dupeal. Running up the middle, trying to spin his way into the end zone, and he got there.
Dupeal for the touchdown.
A 10-play drive. 9 of them carries for Dupeal. Franklin Regional marching its way right down the field to start the second half. 21-7 is the lead, pending the extra point.
The kick is good.
57 rushing yards on that drive for Dupeal, including those final 2 as he spun his way to pay dirt. A huge drive for Franklin Regional. All of it courtesy of their senior running back. And they were methodical about it. 7 minutes and 49 seconds tick away in quarter number 3 for a Gateway team that wants to work quickly. If they don't, they may need to slow things down on this next drive. Their defense was just run ragged and will be exhausted. So Gateway may now have to slow the pace up, but they're down 2 touchdowns. Correction, 72 rushing yards on those 9 carries for Dupeal. A huge drive for Franklin Regional to start things off. They just kept pounding it with the running back. Booted away by Bain.
Kickoff into the end zone. First down, Gators.
Now the Gateway offense to set up shop. Kind of a mixed bag for senior quarterback Sid Bryant, making his second start of the year after Elvis Koutsakis injured his leg last week in the win over Kiski. Bryant's completed a couple of nice throws. Has had an interception. Macharko took it away from Knight on a pass that hit the tight end's hands, and then the disastrous fumble for a safety. Bryant rolling right. Pressure's there, and he'll just tuck it away and run out of bounds. Hickey
Bryant
in
on the
pursuit.
carry. Run out of bounds by Hickey.
That'll be a gain of 3. Gateway bringing Stammer onto the field, and the Gators are working a bit more slowly. Try to give their defense a bit of a rest. Bryant running left. If he can get away from the defensive lineman, he had a hole, but he couldn't. Excellent tackle from Andrew Devila, the senior defensive lineman. He got his hand on Bryant's jersey, and that was all Devila's right hand pulling him down. That's no easy task. Sid Bryant, 6'2", 205, but Davila at 6'2", 260 won that battle. Very wide splits for Gateway on 3rd and long. Gans in motion to the wide side of the field. The screen working the other way. Past one tackler, but not past another. Was Stammer.
Pass is complete.
And that was Davila again.
Stopped by
working his way back to the play.
the
What
ball.
effort
4th down.
by Davila on back-to-back plays to drag down the quarterback with just one hand and then pursue a wide receiver all the way to the boundary. Granted the near side, but still an excellent play. And now some trouble on the punt unit. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Gonna have to try to get this one away. Gateway was rushing its final player out there. They do get the snap off. That was Tristan Houston. Sid Bryant boots it. And it's down at about the 45-yard
On the
line.
punt. Down by Smith.
Excellent starting
First down,
field
Panthers.
position for Franklin Regional. Franklin Regional offense back out there, and that means Kyle Peel back out there. 25 carries already in the game. There's number 26 for number 26. He breaks a couple tackles and he's through. One man to beat. And that man drags him down. Carlos Diggs with a touchdown saving tackle. It's been body blow, body blow, body blow. Finally, Dupeal lands a hook and a big one. Nearly draws blood. Carlos Diggs saves a touchdown, but Franklin Regional well into Gateway territory after a huge run. "32 yards is the carry for Dupeal. Brasnahan in the backfield with him. Dupeal again the carry. Some fighting on the outside between Bennett and Diggs. Draws a flag. Looked like it's going to be a hold on Bennett. That's the second time he's been called for holding. And it's backed up the Franklin Regional offense. Last time, it wiped a touchdown off the board.
Holding. Offense. Number 6. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Takes that
First down.
6-yard gain away from Dupeal. Now Franklin Regional well behind the sticks, but seeing what we've seen, just one pass so far in the second half, I can't imagine Lance Getsy's going to go away from the run. Gateway's loaded the box. 5 down linemen. More men around the box, and they take a play action shot to Bennett, who nearly plucked it away from Diggs. The throw was a little bit behind. Those two have been battling in the run game a lot. They finally got a shot, and Diggs got the best of Bennett.
Covered by Diggs. 2nd down.
That throw just a little bit behind. Bennett had a step, maybe a step and a half. Diggs able to recover and break it up. The cornerback has been huge on this drive for the Gators. He's already saved one touchdown and just saved another. Tackled Dupeal to end the 32-yard run. Drew a holding flag from Bennett that's backed up Franklin Regional. And now, timeout Franklin Regional. This is an excellent defensive sequence from Carlos Diggs. Maybe the biggest play of all, drawing that holding and frustrating Bennett. because now that has Franklin Regional backed way up. They wanted to take a shot. It was the right time to do it. Saw a loaded box, were able to protect well enough. The throw just a bit behind from Lemke. In the first half, he completed 6 of his 12 passes. Now, 7 of 14 as he's 1 for 2 in the second half. Has 1 completion to Bennett that brought them to the goal line for a very modest game. But Franklin Regional hasn't asked a lot from its senior quarterback. Instead, everything's been on the shoulders of Kyle Dupiel. Coming back out of the timeout here on GatewayGatorProductions.com. I'm Josh Yorsh with you, 2nd and 20 for Franklin Regional. Heavy formation again. Trips to the near side. Fake the pitch to Dupiel. Want to take a shot again. Nothing really there. Last second, Lemke throws one high to Dupiel. Nearly a turnover. Dupiel was upended by Gans. And then if you see Jackson Smith's lurking behind this play a little bit and nearly had a shot at an interception.
3rd down.
Backed up to 2nd and 20. The running game has been working. All you need to do is get about maybe 10 more yards to get into Joey Bain's field goal range. And Franklin Regional throws it on back-to-back plays. Now they're in a really tough spot. Play action fake, and nearly an interception as that one's batted down. They couldn't get any of the penalty yardage back. And now they'll see if they trust Bain to kick a very long one, or if it'll be maybe another pooch punt, which we've already seen one of, and that pinned Gateway within their own 10. It was the thing that set up the Sid Bryant fumble that was recovered for a safety. Have to imagine that's what we're going to see here again. The offense staying out there with Lemke. It's going to be a pooch punt. That time Gateway was ready for it, and it was a bad one from Lemke.
At the Gator 25.
Not much field position gained at all. At that point, you may just want to go for it. About a 6-yard, 7-yard punt from Lemke. Will set up 1st and 10 for Gateway. That's exactly what they needed. Credit Carlos Diggs for getting the Gators defense off the field. An excellent sequence from the junior defensive back. Elevated as everyone was in the Gateway secondary and receiver room after the injury that Kenny Lewis suffered in the preseason. Diggs coming up huge. Now Bryant looking to throw over the middle. He does. It's complete. Wade Lewis, the junior receiver, making the grab.
Wade Lewis.
Some nice patience from Bryant, letting that develop. The play action fake and even the threat of Bryant running that quarterback draw seems to draw the attention of the Franklin Regional linebacking group. Gans on the ground. Haven't seen much of that in a while.
Gans over the middle.
Has the lone touchdown for the Gators.
Turns.
That time just a short gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, Bryant takes the snap, drop back. Davala was there.
Bryant
trying to set up that quarterback draw again. And watch number 54 just blow it up.
Stop by 54.
Not only to get there, but to continually drag Bryant down. Andrew Davala wrecking things on the interior for Franklin Regional. Now empty set, trips to the near side. Bryant from the shotgun takes the snap. Davala pressuring. Moorfield couldn't hang on to it. Dropped one early in the first half. In fact, the first throw of the game for Bryant, Moorfield was unable to hang on to. That one maybe more on the quarterback than the receiver. Nonetheless, another Gateway punt. After one first down on the throw to Wade Lewis, Gateway stalls. 1:33 remaining in the third quarter. Down 2 touchdowns. The Gators will give it back. Both quarterbacks have been the punters in this one. That time, Ocharko was blown up as soon as he fielded it. Bryant has fared a bit better in his punting role. Lemke has the best punt of the day.
First down,
The pooch that pinned Gateway inside its own 10. He also has the worst punt of the day. Now it's going to be the Franklin Regional offense coming back out here.
WPIAL,
another carry.
Stop by Smith and Carter. Second down.
Short gain that time. That's what Gateway needs to do to stall this Franklin Regional offense. Get the Panthers into 2nd and 3rd and long and make Lemke put the ball in the air. First drive of the half, they couldn't do it. Last time they did. This time WPIAL busts it open, slowed down by the official who couldn't get out of the way. Initially, it looked like the zebra in the middle of the field laid a bit of a block.
First down, Panthers.
But things even out as he slowed the Franklin Regional running back. Still a big gain. Another give to WPIAL. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. Slezak down. Looked to be in a bit of pain, but he'll get back up. The senior running back has been everything for Franklin Regional in the third quarter. The Panthers add to their lead, and they're ahead 22-7 here on GatewayGatorProductions.com broadcast. 139 yards for WPIAL. Finished the first half with 68. So a dominant third quarter from WPIAL. Gateway slowing him a bit, but the Gators just haven't had any traction on offense. On the other side, Amari Gans, Gateway's excellent running back who came into the game with 5 of the team's 10 touchdowns. He has the lone score today, but other than that, hasn't really gained much traction. The interior of the Franklin Regional offensive and defensive lines, they have just won the battle in the trenches so far in this one. That's the reason, the biggest reason, that the Panthers are ahead 22-7, and it's something that fourth-year head coach Lance Getze certainly has to love. Something that his brother Luke Getze, now the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, loves to establish in the NFL and tried to establish for a long time when Justin Fields was his quarterback in Chicago. Lemke, the give to WPIAL. Trying to bounce it outside, not a chance that time, but he stays on his feet and wrestles his way for about a yard or two. Multiple defensive linemen with their hands on WPIAL.
And Dunsmore.
And now an injured player for Franklin Regional, that's Lachlan Bresnahan. the way they're responding in the moment, it looks like it might just be a cramp. The junior left tackle. Now we can take a look at the upcoming broadcasts on GatewayGatorProductions.com. Next week on Friday, September 27th, football at Armstrong. Then on Wednesday, girls soccer versus Hampton. Football again on Friday versus Penn Trafford. Tuesday, boys soccer versus Central Catholic. And that takes you all the way to the October 11th showdown at Woodland Hills between Gateway and Woodland Hills. Girls volleyball versus McKeesport. Thursday, October 17th. Friday, October 18th, football again against Latrobe, a team that Franklin Regional beat 3-0 last week. And then finally, the football team again against Hempfield on October 25th. Making our way through most of the Gators football schedule. As Bresnahan up and walking off under his own power, trying to stretch things out as he does it. We'll see who Getzy has in reserve. And Coach Don Hall of the Gators knows a little something about going deep into your reserves. A lot of injuries have bitten the Gateway roster. Came into the year expecting 5 returning starters along the offensive line, a couple of injuries before the year. Messed with that continuity as Dupeal bounces it outside, and a great tackle by Diggs going low. But it's still a first down for Franklin Regional.
Stop by Diggs, first down.
Nice gain that time. Set up shop at the 25. Lemke dropping back now. Looking for his tight end. It's broken up. An excellent play by Moorfield.
Lemke's pass.
Mac Bresnahan was the intended receiver. Already has a touchdown. That time a good throw from Lemke. He was a bit behind Bennett when he had to step on Diggs in the third quarter. That time a nice throw on that corner route, just couldn't connect with his tight end. That'll set up 2nd and 10. Maybe a good time for Franklin Regional to pass the ball, but now Gateway loading up the box. 9 defenders in the box for Gateway. Franklin Regional does not care. Kyle Dupeal, another carry.
Stop by Knight and Louis Jeune.
Knight again there to meet him. They've gone face mask to face mask quite a few times tonight. Dupeal breathing heavy. He's earned each one of those breaths. He'll probably earn a few more yards if Franklin Regional goes back to him again. 9 defenders in the box again for Gateway. This time Lemke will keep it, sling it outside to his receiver.
Pass is complete.
That's Macharko,
to 11.
who went down low to make the grab, and it looks like that's going to move the chains. It was close. Needed about the 15. Got about the 15. Excellent throw from Lemke. Low, but also protected his receiver and protected the ball with that throw. Now out of the pistol, very heavy set. Macharko in motion. The give to Dupeal, running left, trying to bounce it outside. Has a lane. Macharko battling on the outside with Diggs. Eventually, Dupeal's tripped up.
Dupeal.
They worked that stretch play very wide. Didn't gain a whole lot from the 15 to down around about the 9. So a significant run, but looked like it could have been more. And you see Dupeal just falling forward. He does that to finish nearly every run. 6-yard gain sets up 2nd and 4. some early movement. He's going to back up Franklin Regional. Penalties are the only thing that's stalling the run game for Franklin Regional. 5-yard penalty will set up 2nd and 9 now. And again, Franklin Regional a bit off schedule. Leading 22-7 and milking away the clock down to about 9 minutes now as the play clock pumped back up after that penalty. Clock continued to run under 9 minutes. From the shotgun, Lemke, 3-receiver set, split out wide, the give to Dupeal, navigating his way through the big bodies in the middle.
Dupeal over the middle.
And across the 5 for a first down. That'll set up 1st and goal. From about the 4. Dupeal again, another carry. That time for 10 yards. .39 yards so far on the drive for Dupeal, looking for 4 more. Out of the pistol, Lemke takes the snap, the give to Dupeal, running left. And he's into the end zone for another touchdown. Another physical run. Macharko with a nice block leading the way. A couple of times Franklin Regional has relied on Bennett running his way. Bennett's gotten in some physical battles with Diggs and other defensive backs for Gateway that have led to some penalties. That time Macharko leading the way and Dupeal right into the end zone. 43 rushing yards on the drive for Kyle Dupeal and another score. Bain adds the extra point, and it's 29-7 Franklin Regional with 8:13 remaining in the game. The Panthers just leaning on the Gators in this second half. Take a look at Dupeal on the sideline. The senior running back has to be near exhausted. 6 more carries on that drive. In the first half, 16 carries for 68 yards. He's just continued to add to that total. And to add to the Franklin Regional lead. 29-7, Bain ready to send it away into the night sky here in Monroeville. Terrence Cole, Sean Moorfield back to receive. That time it does get into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Gateway offense will get to work with a real sense of urgency. Beautiful night here, a little bit warm, 80 degrees. Sunset was at 7:19 and we watched it. It was beautiful here, right across the way. An excellent view from the top of the press box here at Anti-Marino Stadium. Bryant takes the snap, trying to set up the screen to Gans. They tried to do that in the first half a number of times and had no success. This time, plenty of success. Gans busts it big from his own 20 into the end zone. A quick strike from the Gators. They needed a sense of urgency down 3 scores. Maybe the best way is to just get the ball into the hands of your best player. Amari Gans on that screen, letting it develop. The offensive line sold it really well. Davila giving chase. Some good blocks downfield. Elijah Fisher sprung him. Gentile was the last line of defense. Couldn't bring Gans down. An 80-yard touchdown grab from Amari Gans. Lococo adds the extra point. 29-14. All of a sudden, some life for the Gators. Maybe not for their defense that has to go back on the field. Bryant just letting that thing develop. Gateway tried a number of screens. You see that excellent block from Fisher on Macharko. Then it's a foot race, and Amari Gans isn't going to lose many of those. It felt like Gateway on those screens in the first half just didn't have the patience to let them develop, and part of that was credit to the Franklin Regional defensive line that was in hot pursuit of Sid Bryant. But that time, Gans got all the space in the world and turned it into an 80-yard touchdown score. That's got to feel good for the Gateway sideline. A little bit of life as well. This home crowd. 7:58 remaining as Lococo will send it right at Macharko. Franklin Regional was set up, prepared for an onside kick. Not sure if that was. Lococo typically kicks more of a line drive. At least that's been the experience with number 88 tonight. That time he blasted it at Macharko, who couldn't handle it. But eventually Franklin Regional comes up with it. They'll set up shop at their own 36-yard line. Lemke back in the shotgun. Quick snap goes to Dupeal. Another heavy formation from Franklin Regional. That time stuffed.
Stopped by 5. Gans.
Amari Gans in to make that tackle, and finally Dupeal exhausted and looks like he's cramping as his offensive line. They've helped him all night springing holes. Now they're trying to play trainer. Dupeal in the first half, 16 carries for 68 yards. In the second half, he already has 20 carries with 7:43 remaining. 182 yards on the game. Dupeal has been dominant. And finally, understandably, his right leg is cramping up, and we'll get to take a look at maybe another running back for Franklin Regional. He's taken every carry, such a heavy workload throughout the season. We can take a look at some of the other teams around 5A. Bethel Park, I've seen them a couple times doing broadcasts this year. That's a lethal offense. They're 4-0 in the Allegheny 6 Conference. Peters Township, always a threat, 4-0. South Fayette, 4-0. Upper St. Clair still undefeated. Upper St. Clair had a huge win over Franklin Regional, 45-7. And I mentioned earlier that none of the teams in the Big East Conference currently ranked in either the Trib or the Post-Gazette top 5 coming into this week. Latrobe was ranked as one of the top 5 teams in 5A before Franklin Regional beat them 3-0 a week ago. Lemke gonna air it out, looking for Bennett deep, has him, and Bennett's gone. He gives the peace sign to Carlos Diggs, says see you later. Elijah Bennett with a big score. Had a 45-yard touchdown a week ago. Gets a little talking to from the official, but no laundry on the field for the celebration, and that from the 36-yard line. If you did see some yellow there, that's just some confetti or something left over from the bands at halftime. Not a flag for that celebration from Bennett. A huge touchdown score, and that might be it for Gateway. 7:16 remaining. They'll need to work very quickly, down 36-14.
Is good.
A 64-yard touchdown for Elijah Bennett. Take another look at it. The play action fake, even with DuPiel on the sideline. Gateway bid on it. Bennett knew he was gone right away as soon as he hauled it in. Those two nearly connected earlier. The senior wide receiver, 6'1", 180, has some wheels as well. Lemke hasn't been overly efficient. Came in completing about 45% of his passes. Today he's been pretty close to that, about 50%. But that one, a huge strike. Bain will send it away.
Kick into the end zone.
Moorfield watches it sail over his head and into the end zone. Gateway now just desperately looking to respond. They hit their big shot. They needed a quick strike, but they needed a quick strike and a stop. Got one part of it, not the other. Amari Gans had an 80-yard touchdown grab on a screen. A huge catch and run. Bryant looking deep, nobody there. Macharko the only one. And he hauled it in. An interception, a miscommunication. Sid Bryant wanted to take a shot. Bryant took a big hit after he released it. It's his second interception. Third turnover. In week 2 of the season, Bryant had to take over after Koutsakis, who won the quarterback battle in training camp. The freshman was out with an injury. Bryant, that is, played a very clean game against Plum. Threw for 256 yards, no turnovers in that one. It was a 22-15 win for the Gators. Not the same story today. Jude Gentile gets that carry, and Knight rolling around in quite a bit of pain. For as much work as DuPiel has done for Franklin Regional, Mark Knight, the senior linebacker, has done just as much. He's been in on almost every tackle of the physical Franklin Regional running back. He's been bearing the brunt of DuPiel's 36 carries. Finally to his feet and walking off under his own power. He looked to be in a lot of pain, was kind of grabbing at his back. Definitely a concerning area for the senior. And we'll take a look at the Northeast Conference as well. Pine Ridgeland sitting atop it at 3-0 with a 1-0 record in conference play. Penn Hills and Plum, who we just mentioned, 1-3, but 1-0 in conference play. As we take a look around the WPIAL 5A. Both of these teams came in
Second down,
undefeated
2.
in Big East play at 1-0. Last week, Franklin Regional got that 3-0 win over Latrobe. Gateway, 28-7 winners at Kiski. Franklin Regional working deliberately as the clock runs. 10 seconds remaining now on the play clock. They'll snap it with 6. Gentile fumbles. The ball's out. Houston's on it.
Over the middle. Stopped by 55. Louis Shen.
It's going the other way. Take a look who ends up with that ball. It looks like it was 24. Houston, and it was. Tristan Houston gets it back for Gateway. 6:16 remaining. If you get a quick strike here, maybe an onside kick could be in business if you're Gateway. Felt like the proceedings might have been nearly over with Kyle DePiel in the backfield because Gateway has not had an answer for his physical running style. But with Gentile in there, a much more undersized back as Gateway tries to set up that screen to Gans and he couldn't hang on to it. Hickey was there in coverage.
Pass incomplete. Second down.
Franklin Regional had to go to a different running back for the first carries of the game that didn't go to DePiel or Lemke. And maybe you're seeing why they had such a workhorse approach with their senior running back. Play action fake. Throw complete to Wade Lewis, who evades tacklers for a while, works his way to about the 32-yard line from right around the 50.
Stopped by Moore.
18-yard gain as he just kept the legs moving. Lewis has maybe been the best receiver, maybe most reliable for Bryant in this contest. The option play, run to the left. Bryant will keep it.
Bryant on the keeper. Stopped by 44.
Gateway's first touchdown to Amario Gans came on that exact same play.
Second down.
Bryant pitched it that time, but Franklin Regional wised up this time around. Made sure to take away Gans, who's split out wide now. Play fake, looking for Moorfield. Bryant got him to bite on the play fake, but two routes running right next to each other. They drew a crowd. Watch Moorfield slow up there, got the defender to bite, and it would have been a walk-in touchdown had the route of Dancier not been to the exact same area. Pass interference still called.
Results in a first down.
So that's going to be a first down and an important one for Gateway. Crucially, it also stops the clock. 5:07. We'll set up first down at the 19-yard line. Or at the 14, rather. Empty set. Throw out to Gans, and he can't hang on to it. That's the second drop of this drive.
For Gans, incomplete. Second down.
Watch Gans turn his head before that's in his hands. Just looking for where his blockers are. He had blockers out there with him. Mbandi was there. But Gans, a little too excited. Didn't track it all the way. The throw to the corner of the end zone. Moorfield. And he's got it for a touchdown. That's the best throw of the day from Bryant. Watch this play develop from the slot. Moorfield working all the way to that back corner. Eventually it just becomes a foot race because the routes on the outside held Gentile in. And that's a great ball from the senior Sid Bryant. His second touchdown throw. Moorfield's first score. Lococo adds to it, knocks it through. Jameer Austin nearly got through to block it. Now a 16-point game. That's 2 touchdowns and 2-point conversions. Take a look at this throw again. Excellent body control from Moorfield. I think that was a touchdown in the NFL. Got both feet down. Moorfield's had some problems with drops in this one, as has Omari Gans, but not that time. Those are the 2 receivers that made it happen for the Gators and who have been most reliable on the outside for Bryant, making his 2nd start of the season, the senior quarterback. It's been an up and down performance. 3 turnovers, 2 of them interceptions, 1 led to a safety. But if he has to start the rest of the way, a throw like that late in the game, orchestrating that kind of drive, though it was helped by a penalty, is something you can feel pretty good about if you're Don Hull heading into the rest of the year. If Bryant is in fact your quarterback and Koutsakis can't return from the injury he suffered a week ago. The onside kick. They can't handle it. It's still loose. Who came up with it?
Onside kick.
Franklin Regional. It was a good one from Lococo. Got past the first line. That was Diggs who snuck through.
First down, Panthers.
But Franklin Regional recovers with 4:49 remaining. Gateway's gonna need a quick stop, maybe even a turnover. Didn't see number 26 coming off the sideline. He's probably over there on the sideline with the fire hydrant, break glass in case of emergency. It's not an emergency yet for Franklin Regional.
Stopped by Carter. Loss of 1, 2nd down, 11.
Carter makes the stop there. Without WPIAL on the field, this run game just isn't nearly as scary. That a 1-yard loss. For the senior running back at 5'5", 150 compared to WPIAL at 5'7", 180. Drastically different running styles. Give it to him again on the counter. Some misdirection helped a bit, only about a 3-yard gain.
Stopped by Smith, 3rd down.
Gateway, first charge timeout.
Timeout, Gators.
That's a Gateway timeout. 3:57 remaining. And we're so glad you could join us tonight on GatewayGatorProductions.com. I'm Josh Yorish. Happy to be filling in for the regular broadcasting crew. We've had a lot of fun here at Gateway. The Gators certainly haven't had a fun time tackling Kyle WPIAL. He's the story. 36 carries. And up around 200 yards for the evening. His night's likely done after he cramped up on carry number 36. Lemke's gonna keep it. Trying to bounce it outside. Diggs there
Lefty
on the stop.
on the keeper.
Houston around as well.
Stop by
That'll set up 4th
Diggs.
down.
Timeout. Gateway. Second charge, timeout.
Gateway will call another timeout to stop the clock with 3:50 remaining. This play might be the game. Still 1 timeout remaining for the Gators. Once they got Franklin Regional backed up, felt it was maybe a good opportunity to try to get off the field. Going to use their timeouts early. Down 2 touchdowns. Would need to convert a 2-point conversion on one of them. But first, you want to get the ball back here, and it looks like for the first time, Franklin Regional truly going to punt it away. Moorfield back to
Punt
return.
formation.
Bain sends it deep. Moorfield will let it bounce. And it's a great one. A perfect punt from Bain. He hit the game-winning 44-yard field goal a week ago to beat Latrobe, the favorites in the Big East Conference. He's hit a couple field goals tonight, missed his longest attempt, but that punt might have been the icing on the cake for Franklin Regional. 3:37 remaining. Gateway's going to take over at its own 1. That defensive line certainly smells blood. DePiel's been the story on the offensive side of the ball for Franklin Regional. Andrew Devila, the senior, defensive lineman number 54, has been almost just as good for the Franklin Regional defense. See if he can make a play here. Getting out of the end zone is Moorfield, but not gaining a whole lot.
Pass is complete to Moorfield.
After the safety last time, Gateway still willing to throw it. You almost have to at this point. As the clock continues to wind. Under 3:15 now. An empty set for Bryant. No help in protection. See if Franklin Regional brings some pressure. They'll bring 5. A free rusher's through. Throw over the middle is short. He had Moorfield,
Pass
couldn't step
intended
into it.
for Moorfield, incomplete.
Watch the linebacker come screaming through.
3rd down.
Kearns. There wasn't a whole lot that Chase Gabriel could do. The left guard for Gateway was helpless after Kearns faked like he was dropping into protection. Clock stopped at 3:01. Gans motions into the backfield. 3rd and long. Standing in his own end zone is Bryant. He'll keep it on the draw play. Dragged down by Hickey from behind. How many did he get?
Bryant, the ball carrier.
Looks like he's just short, and that'll set
Has
up.
a first down.
No, that'll move the
Gators.
chains. Was watching the chain gang on the far side. Wasn't sure where they were going to go, and as Bryant got whipped to the ground, he spun forward, and that might have been what did it. Trips to the far side, an empty set with Bryant. Throwing, looking for Moorfield. Juggled it. Did he hang on? They'll say he
Pass
did.
is complete.
Gateway still willing to work over the middle of the field with about 2:30 left. Watch Moorfield juggle
Complete
that.
to Moorfield.
Trying to work quickly as Gateway
by
always
Jones.
does. But this circumstance demands it. Gaines flanking Bryant to his right side. Trying to set up a screen again. Bryant just has to dirt it.
Pass is
Or
incomplete.
rubber pellet it,
3rd
if
down
you will.
short.
Spiking it into the turf. Brent Hickey was not going to let that happen a second time. Franklin Regional smelled it all the way. Now 3rd and 1. 2:09 remaining. Flag is thrown. Some early movement will sort it out. Franklin Regional trying to keep a lid on this Gateway offense and not allow a deep
Delay game, defense, number 18. Clapped his hand to simulate a snap. 5-yard penalty.
That's a call you're seeing more and more in the college game. Seeing it here in high school. A lot of these teams call for the snap with a clap of the hands.
First down for the
Sometimes the
Gators.
defense will get a little bit smart, try to sync that up with a clap and maybe some quick movement from the defensive line. That time they got called for a delay of game because of it. Moorfield makes that grab, trying to work his way to the outside, but an excellent tackle
Pass complete to Moorfield.
by Matthew Moore. He's been really good in the secondary for Franklin Regional. A lot of big tackles. Playing strong safety for Franklin Regional. Moorfield was open. That one a bit behind him. Bryant thought he was going to work back to it.
Moorfield, incomplete. Third down.
Moorfield sat down in that zone, which is exactly what you want to do. With an offense that works this quickly, these receivers likely have some options out in their routes. The keeper, Bryant, busts through the middle. He could be gone. It's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch him.
Bryant on the carry.
Sid Bryant
Touchdown.
takes it all the way.
68 yards.
68-yard score for the senior quarterback. And we'll see if they want to go for two now. No, they'll just add the extra point to make it an 8-point game. Lococo needs to knock this through. He did not, and for all intents and purposes, that'll do it. Keeping this at a 9-point game. Gateway now needs 2 scores, and with only 1 timeout remaining, that's not going to happen. You have to wonder if you want to go for the 2-point conversion first in that scenario. Probably wise to kick the extra point and just try to extend the game. You have a much higher likelihood of making that, and then if you get into that circumstance, to go for 2 later on. Cross that bridge when you come to it. Gateway got the touchdown that they needed, but Lococo couldn't add the point after, and that'll do it. Franklin Regional is going to be able to run the clock out unless an onside kick is handled here, but even then, Gateway needs 2 scores. Last time Lococo executed a pretty nice onside kick that was nearly recovered by Diggs, who snuck through the hands team of Franklin Regional. He'll go in that same direction again. A 9-point game with 1:32 remaining. Takes a couple of bounces, and I think Gateway's got it.
Onside kick, and the Gators.
I think that was Chase Lemke, the Franklin Regional quarterback. And if that extra point goes through, Gateway has a real chance to win this game or tie it up at least in regulation and send it to overtime. But that takes a lot of the excitement out of that onside kick. You still need 2 scores if you're Gateway. Not impossible with 1:28. An excellent onside kick from Lococo, redeeming that missed extra point. Going right at the Franklin Regional quarterback, Lemke, who couldn't handle it. Empty set, trips to the far side. Bryant over the middle, looking for Moorfield. Tackled by Moore, but not after he gets first down yardage to around the 31-yard line. They got to work quickly.
First down, Gators.
The clock was stopped, shouldn't have been. Officials say to wind it. The pitch goes to Gans, trying to bust it outside, and an excellent tackle on the outside. Try to see who it was. Maybe Kearns out there. Believe it was.
Gators.
Timeout, Gateway using its final one with 1:05 remaining. Take a look at that throw.
Timeout, Gateway. Third and final timeout.
Bryant has found his rhythm in this fourth quarter. Maybe because of the urgency, Gateway trying to play quickly, that's how they like to play. But it's gotten Bryant into an excellent rhythm. Completed a lot of passes, including the touchdown to Moorfield. Had the rushing touchdown where he just took off up the middle. And I wonder if we can get another look at that run, because it was interesting what the linebackers from Franklin Regional did. Mac Bresnahan was almost baiting like he was in coverage before coming on a blitz, but got too wide. Lost contain of Bryant, who took off for the score. That made it 36-27. With 1:05 left, Bryant out there again with an empty formation.
Second down, 9.
Trips again to the far side. Bryant looking to the near side, wide side of the field, and he's sacked. That's about worst case scenario for Gateway. They got to get up and try to work quickly. Bresnahan just battling through.
Number 10, Bresnahan. Third down.
Bondi in at left tackle. Bryant looking deep, has a man. Touchdown, Gators.
For the Gator touchdown.
Dyson Harper makes the grab, a coverage bust in the secondary. Gateway, a fierce comeback.
34 yards to Dyson Harper.
They'll look to add the extra point to make it a 2-point game. Then it'll be another onside kick. If they can get that, maybe there's a chance to get into Lococo's range. Doesn't need this to keep the game alive. Will need the extra point. This would go a long way, though. And Lococo knocks this one through.
Kick is good.
A lot of pressure on
Gators 34 with 35 seconds
Gateway
left
senior
in the
kicker.
game.
Take a look at that throw under pressure.
As a reminder, we ask that non-players remain off the field.
Bryant
at the
laid
end
that
of the
out
game.
into the end zone for Dyson
Thank you
Harper.
for your cooperation.
In these black and gold uniforms, wearing number 12. Looking a little bit like Travis Hunter out there. The two-way star for Colorado.
Will kick off.
Harper makes a huge play. Bryant has been brilliant in the fourth quarter. And because of a missed extra point, it may be all for naught. We'll see here. The onside kick. And that one is recovered by Franklin Regional. That'll do it. With 33 seconds remaining,
Jake Weir.
Lemke can kneel it out.
Panthers.
And Franklin Regional can escape a 36-34 winner here at Anti-Marino Stadium at Gateway High School. What a fun fourth quarter we've had here. Victory formation for the Panthers. Lance Getsy's crew will move to 4-1 on the year, 2-0 in Big East Conference play. Gateway will fall to 2-3 with losses to State College, North Allegheny, and now Franklin Regional. 1-1 in conference play are the Gateway Gators.
Tonight's game here at Gateway. The final
Everything
score.
started to fall apart for Franklin Regional
Gators 34.
when Kyle Dupiel
Thank you for
left with a
attending
cramp.
and for your support.
Their offense completely
Of all
stalled.
athletes,
His backup running back
on behalf of
Gentile
the entire
fumbled.
Gateway High School administration.
Gateway
Have a safe drive home.
was able to convert that into a touchdown with Moorfield. Then Bryant down. Bryant able to scamper for a 68-yard touchdown. Brought Gateway back within striking distance. But the missed extra point cost the Gators the chance. They even converted the onside kick after. But again, it was all for naught, a 2-point loss for the Gators. But a lot to take forward into the rest of the season with senior quarterback Sid Bryant, who made his second start of the year, replacing Koutsakis, the original starter. Bryant found his rhythm late, but Franklin Regional still escapes. Franklin Regional, led by WPIAL, 187 yards in the second half alone on 20 carries. A dominant performance from the senior running back. He leads the Panthers to the victory, and that'll do it for us here from Anti-Marino Stadium on GatewayGatorProductions.com. I'm Josh Yorsh. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you, spending this Friday night. And after this, we'll have the Gateway Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the 2024 Gateway High School Marching Band. The band is proud to present our 2024 competition show titled Breaking Darkness, featuring the music of Alanis Morissette, Leonard Cohen, Edward Elgar, and the original material by Luke McMillan. Tonight, the Gateway Band will perform all three movements of their production. And now, the Gateway Music Department is proud to present Drum Major Landon Lohr and the Gateway High School Marching Band. Mr. Ryan Moser with assistance from Kelly Masters Parsons, Dave Burnham, Casey Berg, and Doc McGrew, with color guard direction by Jamie Cotter and Deb Costley. The Gateway Band would like to extend well wishes to the Franklin Regional Band for a fantastic season. Thanks for sticking around, and thank you all for your kind support.